First of all, all of these new consciousnesses that are coming forth, we're talking about flora and fauna and the baby humans. All of them that are coming forth are coming from this perspective of all that you've put into the vortex. So they are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, cable ready, ready to rock and roll. In other words, they're coming in and they're knowing. And that's huge. You talk about a generation gap, we call it a vibrational gap. They're coming knowing things that you've put into your vortex that you haven't allowed yourself to know. They're coming in knowing it, you see. And then there are those like you who are deliberately moving yourself into the vortex. Then there are those who have just figured it out that they want to feel good. In other words, everything that every single person does, everything that every single person wants, whether it's a material object or a pile of money or a relationship, everything that everyone wants is because they believe they will feel better in the having of it. And then you have those like us. As you summon us, we come and we explain, and when you're ready, you hear, you see. We don't think that your world is as out of whack as you are seeing it. And we wouldn't make a big deal over a little bit of negative emotion if we were standing in your physical shoes. But we do agree with you. It should feel better to you. Life should be good to you. You should get what you want. You shouldn't have to suffer. Things should unfold. You should feel your power. We want you to know your worthiness. And we think that is the biggest, boldest, most accurate answer to the question that you're posing here. People have lost their sense of worthiness because of the distorted story that has been told to them about who they are. This conversation is not helpful. In other words, you are continuing that story. No matter what the reason is that you're focused upon that, you're not focused upon what's in the vortex as you tell such a story. So you want to get into the vortex so that you can radiate the knowledge that you want others to find. And this is the time of awakening, meaning this is the time when all who are looking will find. We want to find a way of helping you to feel the enthusiasm that we feel when your life causes you to put something into your vortex and then you manage to get in there where it is. That's the thrill of life. And that's the nugget that everyone is looking for. We want to convince you that the perfect world isn't one where everybody knows what you're coming to know and everybody is just this really dynamic, deliberate creator. That's not the perfect world. The perfect world is the world you've got. The perfect world is the world of contrast and balance. The perfect world is the world that stimulates new desire, and some line up with it and some don't. In other words, the perfect world is the world of choice. It's the world of knowledge. And we know that when you find a way to find happiness, that you want to tell everybody about it. But the thing that's tricky about that is somebody who's not in the vicinity of happy can't hear you. And so then you want to say, well, something's screwy with the system. And we say, no, it's not screwy with the system. There might be something screwy with people's ability to understand where they are in relationship to who they are. That's screwy. It's screwy that a mother welcomes a child into the world and then convinces the child that the child should care more what mother thinks than about how the child feels. That's screwy. But don't you notice that as children grow, that they begin reaching for more, and that if they care about knowing that they'll find their way? We cannot assume that people in various religions haven't found something meaningful that is working for them. In other words, we are not for a moment here to suggest that the way that we are explaining all of this is the only way that it can be explained. We understand the laws of the universe, but there are plenty of people who are outside the vortex, who are living, who have put things into their vortex, who find things in religions that you might not find that might help them to close their gap, you see? There's not one right way of living. There are so many right ways of living. We want to ask all of you, do you believe us when we say that when you are experiencing contrast of, let's say, sickness or something less than you want with your physical body, that you send an equal and proportionate request for wellness. Do you believe that? Yes. And so, if you believe that, as the larger part of you now is weller than it was before you got sick, can you accept that if you could just get into the vortex where the wellness is, you'd be well? You don't have to drag the sickness in there and heal it. That's really an important distinction. You don't have to fix what's broken. In other words, the vibration of the question and the vibration of the answer are different. The vibration of the problem and the vibration of the solution are different. The vibration of the sickness and the vibration of the healing are different. And so many people are so focused on the problem or the question or the sickness that they use that as their reason not to get into the vortex, where if you could just let go of those reasons and get in, watch a cat that's having a good day and get in. Jerry and Esther's neighbor's cat wants to live with them. And spends almost all day on their porch looking in, saying, "Aren't I cute? Don't you like me? Wouldn't you really like to pet me? Wouldn't you really like to give me something to eat? Wouldn't you really like to take a walk with me?" In other words, that cat is just joy oozing. Esther has attracted the cat because she loves happy beasts. And so here's this cat just happy and around, happy and around, happy and around, happy and around. Really a wonderful, easy thing to use as an excuse to get into a vortex. There are so many easy reasons to get into the vortex, but you have to let go of that flawed premise that you've been carrying around for a long time, which is, I have to ferret out my problem. I have to shine a spotlight on it. I have to get it identified and confirmed by many other experts. I have to write about it to everyone I know. I have to take complete ownership of it. I have to practice the complete vibration of it. I have to become an absolute vibrational match to it, and then I have to take hold of it in some way and drag it to a place that it will never be allowed to go. And we say, just let it go. It isn't you. It isn't you. Just let it go. Those problems, they are not you. They are the catalyst that gave you a bounce, but they no longer represent you. Go to who you are. Go to where you are. Feel the fullness of who you are and watch all of that stuff just fall away, fall away. It will fall away instantaneously in terms of your emotion or mood. And once you hang around in the vortex for a while, it will fall away in terms of all manifestations. And people will say, "Hey, where'd that go?" You say, "What? What? I have no idea what you're even talking about." Now what? So, every now and again, Esther will say, "But Abraham, I would like to be one of the rare exceptions to this. I would like to be able to vibrate outside the vortex and still get what I want." And we say, that's like saying, "I want to take this corner at 100 miles an hour, even though everybody that's tried it over 80 went in the gully." In other words, there are laws that you understand, laws of gravity and laws of inertia, and you've learned to work within them. You know how far you can push them. Oh, you get better suspension, and you put better banking on your corners. In other words, we watch you. You smooth out the bumps in your road so that you can push the limits of inertia law and gravity law. And we see you do that with this law of attraction law. We see you ornerier than you really need to be. We see you pushing the limits of it. But we also notice that when you have powerful, powerful, powerful desire, which occupies part of your thinking, even though there's some doubt that you're lacing it with, you can still take those corners pretty good if your desire is strong enough. And that's really what we want to talk about in the hours that we are together today. I want to show you, with far less effort than you think, how you can tune yourself into alignment with all that you've been asking for, because we want your life to manifest in the way you want it to. However, if you could let go of your quest for manifestation just for a little while and satisfy yourself with the immediate improvement that emotion will bring you, the immediate improvement of just focusing in a way that you feel better, then we will have taught you to focus your way into your vibrational reality. And then you're home free, because you don't have to focus your way into your vibrational reality very long before your reality catches up with it. And when it does, Jerry and Esther must have used the word miraculous 200 times the day the tree came down. It felt miraculous in the sense that they so wanted it, and there it is. And every time they would say miraculous, one or the other of them would just grin at the other one, because they know these things that people call miracles are just logical response of law of attraction to your defined, deliberate intention. Expectation really is the most powerful word that we could present in a forum like this, because expectation includes what you want and your belief about it. So when you want something but you doubt it, your expectation is keeping you from getting in the vortex, keeping you from being a compatible component, keeping you from being in there where things are lining up so that you're not getting any whiff of it, you're not getting any clues on it, you're not in the right place at the right time, you're not making the right decisions. But when you are desirous of something and optimistic, when you're desirous of something and expecting it, when you're desirous of something and believing it, now your expectation is in a place where you're in the vortex, you're in there where the movement is, you're in there where the things are happening, you're in there where the rendezvous are being, and you're in on the creation. Don't you find it hundreds of times more satisfying to intend something that isn't and then watch it become than to just sort of stumble on something that already became? You are creators. It is so much more satisfying. We promise you, Jerry and Esther will forever savor their view of the Pacific Ocean in ways that others will not, because they didn't have a view of the Pacific Ocean for 2 years. It wasn't there. It wasn't there and they wanted it, but it was all right. It wasn't there and they wanted it, but it was all right. It wasn't there, but they wanted it, but it was all right. They wanted it without resistance. Well, maybe a little. Maybe a little. They wanted it without resistance. They wanted it without resistance. And when it came to be, the satisfaction is so much, 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 much more. You always like your long drink of whatever it is when you're thirsty. And you always enjoy your meal when you're a little bit hungry. And you always enjoy moving into the vortex when you've not been in there for a little bit. And so the two predominant things that we want to express to you in a way that you will hear them today is you want to be in the vortex as much as you can. And you don't want to be mad at yourself when you're not. Because if you can make peace with not being in there, if you can make peace with what is, it's a lot easier to move in. What do you want to talk about? We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is delicious to come together with those like you who are coming to know who you are. We really want you to know that from our vantage point, we see you here in this room as having moved in your emotional scale into the place where you are in the vicinity and in the vicinity and in your vortex. Watch for the evidence of that. The fastest way to make things that you've been wanting to happen is to not care that they haven't been happening. In other words, just lighten up, chill out, have more fun, be easier about it. There is great love here for you. And we remain, as always, eternally in the vortex.
Wow, it's been great, folks. Good to see all of you. Say thank you to Esther one more time, would you please? See you downstream.